CeeDee Lamb reveals what he told Dak Prescott in Cowboys win over St. The Dallas Cowboys' Week 5 victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers wasn't always pretty. For quarterback Dak Prescott, it was nearly a night to forget before becoming a memorable finish. Prescott threw 2 interceptions, with the first appearing to be a miscommunication with CeeDee Lamb in the end zone. The second came in the fourth quarter, resulting in the Steelers taking a 17-13 lead with 4:56 remaining. However, when the Cowboys needed Prescott the most, the highest-paid player in the NFL stepped up in a big way. After Pittsburgh's touchdown, Prescott led the Cowboys on a 15-play, 70-yard game-winning drive, capped off with a 4th-and-goal touchdown pass to Jaylen. After the game, Lamb revealed his message to Prescott while praising the quarterback, as John Machota of The Athletic detailed. "I told him, perseverance, that's all we need in a QB," Lamb said. "He's the epitome of that, everything he's had to overcome on and off the field." Prescott, who also lost a fumble in the game, put his mistakes behind him and came through in the clutch, helping the Cowboys secure a much-needed victory. He finished the game with 352 passing yards on 29 of 42 attempts, with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The Cowboys improved to 3-2 on the season, and surprisingly, both losses came at home, where they were 8-0 during last year's regular season. Dallas returns home in Week 6 to face the Detroit Lions, a rematch of their Week 17 meeting last season, which ended in controversy. Cowboys Pro Bowler drops crazy quote about Playmakers' injury. The Dallas Cowboys are still celebrating their comeback win against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 5, but wide receiver Jaylen Tolbert's game-winning touchdown almost didn't happen. Tolbert took what appeared to be a groin hit on the previous play, and it looked like he would be out. Dallas called a timeout, allowing Tolbert to catch his breath just enough to stay in the game. Cowboys Pro Bowl offensive lineman Tyler Smith delivered a hilarious quote about Tolbert's injury. "Man, it was a miracle. JT Tolbert literally twisted his expletive balls, sorry guys, twisted his balls on the previous play," Smith told reporters on October 7, 2024. "Comes back, makes the game winner. Unbelievable. Extends the play, guys playing above 2.3, guys emptying the clip. It was great." Jaylen Tolbert on injury late in the game versus Steelers. "I couldn't breathe for a second." Tyler Smith on Dak Prescott's game-winning touchdown pass to Jaylen Tolbert. "Man, it was a miracle. JT literally twisted his balls, sorry guys, twisted his balls on the previous play, then comes back, makes the game winner. Unbelievable." Tolbert has emerged as a key part of the Cowboys' offense and will likely continue to be heavily involved with Brandon Cooks sidelined. Tolbert recorded a career-high 7 receptions for 87 yards and a touchdown against the Steelers. After the victory, Tolbert didn't seem too concerned about the injury, admitting that the ball simply hit him in an area that isn't ideal. "It was a low ball. I thought I could get under it, and ended up taking a one-hopper to the privates," Tolbert said during his October 7th press conference. "I couldn't breathe for a second, but when they called the timeout, I knew I had to get back in the game. My team needed me. These are the moments I work hard for. I wasn't going to be out at that moment. So, no matter what, I was getting back on the field. And like I said, I knew the play," Tolbert continued. "I knew the options available in the play call. I knew the coverage they were going to run. All I had to do was get free and make a play. And like I said, that's what great players do in big moments. When the ball comes your way, your team is counting on you to make plays." Cowboys QB Dak Prescott took blame for bad pass to Jaylen Tolbert. Dak said during training camp that the wide receiver he spends the most time with during the summer historically has a great season. This year, that player has been Jaylen Tolbert. It's been quite a journey for Tolbert since being selected by the Cowboys in the 3rd round of the 2022 NFL Draft with the 88th overall pick. Tolbert struggled to make a consistent impact during his first 2 NFL seasons. His numbers against Pittsburgh surpassed his entire production during his rookie season in 2022. Dak Prescott took the blame for the errant throw that almost knocked Tolbert out of the game before the receiver caught the game-winning touchdown. "And then the touchdown play we ran was one of our most comfortable plays. That, and honestly, the previous play, throwing to Tolbert underneath," Prescott explained to reporters on October 7th. "It was my mistake. Caught in between running up the middle and trying to throw underneath before the safety came back, and I just wanted one more opportunity. And luckily, we had fourth down, and it was special to get it back to Tolbert. He did a great job crossing the field and getting open. The Dallas Cowboys are officially back above the .500 mark after securing a 20-17 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday Night Football. But not everything was sunshine and rainbows this weekend, as the Cowboys placed wide receiver number 2 Brandon Cooks on injured reserve with a knee injury, ruling him out for at least 4 games. Although Cooks isn't having the best season, his absence will be felt in a Cowboys passing attack that was already struggling to produce. Fortunately, there's just under a month until this year's NFL trade deadline, giving Jerry Jones plenty of time to add another wideout to Dak Prescott's arsenal. Here are 4 wide receivers the Cowboys should target following the news of Cook's injury. Christian Kirk, Jacksonville Jaguars. On October 4th, Jason La Canfora of The Washington Post reported that the Jacksonville Jaguars received trade interest regarding Christian Kirk. With the Jaguars off to a 1-4 start, it makes sense that they'd be open to moving the 27-year-old player, who is signed through the 2025 season with an average cap hit of about $25.7 million. That said, if the Jaguars are open to trading Kirk, the Cowboys should take advantage of the opportunity. Kirk is a proven wideout who has accumulated 5,054 receiving yards and 29 touchdowns on 398 receptions in 90 career games. The former Texas A&M product had a slow start to the 2024 season but has since turned things around with 19 receptions for 228 yards and a touchdown over his last 3 games. There's also the fact that the Cowboys have shown interest in Kirk before. Team insider Mike Fisher reported back in April 2020 that the franchise was interested in adding a slot receiver like Kirk. Given that little has changed in Dallas management since then, there's a possibility the interest still exists. If Kirk is open to restructuring his contract, the Cowboys shouldn't hesitate to make a move for him. He's exactly the type of veteran receiver who could get Mike McCarthy's offense back on track. After the game, Lamb revealed his message to Prescott while praising the quarterback, as John Machota of The Athletic detailed. "I told him, perseverance, that's all we need in a QB," Lamb said. "He's the epitome of that, everything he's had to overcome on and off the field." Prescott, who also lost a fumble in the game, put his mistakes behind him and came through in the clutch, helping the Cowboys secure a much-needed victory. He finished the game with 352 passing yards on 29 of 42 attempts, with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.